Sup? Welcome. Hey, there you go. Believe it or not, I was talking for like a good 30 seconds after that OST ended, and nobody heard me, and I was like, something must be wrong. And turned out my mic was it was the wrong mic. Okay. Anyways, I was just saying, welcome to the Wednesday live stream. It's not easy for people to gather here on a weekday, but I'm hoping for people who are going to school that you guys are prepared for your finals, right? Finals are coming up for some of you guys, or at least the final projects are due. You guys are pretty much gathered, ready to go. For some people are making plans for the summer holidays. I'm just saying, right? So, yeah, overall, I think people are having a strong finish here. Denji Sora with the $1 says, I'm broke, but hope this helps. Everything helps. The fact you're here, it helps. What's the point of sitting here going live when people aren't here to have a nice conversation, right? So like, it's always nice to have some people here to bounce ideas off of. I mean, okay, today I have this title saying, let's talk about Genshin being too easy. Why did I have it put in brackets? Because I feel like this isn't such a cut, dry, straightforward thing to answer for people, and I think there's quite a bit of misconceptions, and people, to be like quite honest with it, I feel like some of the players are being misled by maybe some older players or some meta players or players who are very try hard in the game, right? And they say, well, Genshin is so easy, it's effortless, you can beat this game without trying, right? Like, I mean, things differ what people say, but the general gist of it is just Genshin is such an easy endeavor that you don't really have to try to find success in this game, which I think is really, really misleading. And that's what we will predominantly focus on today, right? So there's a lot of things we need to get out of the way to like clarify before we even get into the bulk of this conversation. What aspect of Genshin, right? Are we talking about just playing the game, polling for characters, right? Or are we talking about account completion? Or are we talking about like some people say like overworld and stuff like that? Or like what is the juice here, right? Like, what are we really talking about when we say Genshin is too easy? So I want to mainly focus this video on the end game of Genshin, the fact that people are saying it's very, very, very easy to complete the game, right? Beat the game in terms of Spiral Abyss, which I think that's really debatable. And hopefully by the end of this, people can kind of see it from a different perspective, because there's this thing that I constantly talk about, which is known as the curse of knowledge. And what the curse of knowledge essentially is once you know something, you forget what it was like to not know what you know. Like, so put it into Genshin's perspective, right? Somebody who knows how the whole system works, how all the reaction works, like if you've read even further, like elemental gauge theory, like advanced reactions, right? All the intricacies, like best in slot artifacts, like different compositions, all the crazy stuff. If you already have the knowledge of all this, and it's built up and accumulated over many patches, and to some of you guys even like the years of playing Genshin Impact, right? Of course, nowadays anything new that comes out, you can just kind of plug and go. It's not going to be as complex. And also for people who are constantly curious and self-improving, right, working on their account, studying new metas as they come out, like let's say if you're an avid watcher of Sevi plays, or watching Ziox, Zajev, constantly reading Theorycraft, or you're part of a community in Discord or on Reddit, or you're on Twitter, or you're like, or you have friends who share a lot of meta stuff with you, or you yourself look at a lot of meta stuff, of course the game is gonna be easy. You know, like, no shit, right? Like, yeah, it's gonna be easy because you have someone else doing all the hard work for you, right? And then you go around telling other people, it's like, oh, don't worry about it, Genshin is so easy. That's what I think is incredibly misleading. I want some of you guys to actually try to, let's say, and people also, another really funny one is people make fun of others saying like, oh, the puzzle in Genshin Impact is so easy. Like, I don't get how people get stuck on the puzzles. But meanwhile, they go, what's that guy's name? There's a dude's YouTube channel who's entirely just based around like solving puzzles for people. What's the dude's name? Like, there are channels that are dedicated to solve, like Killstim and all that stuff. It's like, oh, it's so easy. Like, I complete, like, I 100% the map, like interactive map, right? That's another really funny thing that I find, like, most people don't think about it. Like, is they go away and use the interactive map to get 100% completion, and then they look at other people. It's like, oh, I can't believe you don't have 100% completion. I don't have a problem with people using this, but it's very disingenuous when they go and pretend like, oh, you know, I did this so effortlessly without any help, when in fact they literally had an entire map telling them exactly where everything is, and they just went and collected it according to that map. Technically, all right, in my opinion, it doesn't even count as you playing the game at that point. It's right. It's like it's cheating. Although, like, oh, cheating, like, who cares? Who cares? But the thing is, you can play like that, but you shouldn't go out of your way to tell other people. It's like, oh, you know, like, oh, you know, this is so easy. It's so easy. If it was so easy, would you have opened up another, like, freaking web page telling you exactly where all the things are, right? If it's so easy, would you have gone out of your way to go search up guides and content to help you and understand the reactions and all that stuff? If it was so easy, right? Why would people do that? Why do these people even have a career if the game is so easy, right? Then the next thing they turn to is like, oh, well, yeah, because it's a gacha game, we need to, like, oh, well, it's a gacha game. You need to do what? You need to find out what's the most optimized way to invest your primo gems, right? But if the game is so easy, why would you need to optimize your primo gems? Like, why would you be pulling for 5? So it's like, oh, well, it's for fun. It's for fun. Like, I find it fun that I can build different team comps, right? So you're telling me you yourself researched every single one of these team comps, right? Like, right? Because the game should be so easy that if you were to build a team comp by yourself, why don't you just take the time and effort? Like, you love the character, right? You want to see how it plays. You can test out the characters in the test feature, pull for the characters, test it out yourself. Why would you go out of your way to go look at Reddit, to communicate, to find out what's the best in slot for all this stuff, and then you come back around and tell other people the game is so easy? You see, this is the thing. I don't think these people even realize what they are doing and how, like, weird of a situation they've put themselves in, which is like, they say the game is easy, yet most of them, I don't know in detail what it is, but most of them are avid guide content or like educational content viewers, and then they come back and say the game is so easy, which in my opinion is contradictory. Is it not? Like, chat, I don't know, maybe I've got this approach wrong. Maybe it's so easy that it's not worth our time to even play the game, so that's why we get other people to play it. Maybe that's the approach that we should be focusing on. But honestly, I'm at a loss, man. Like, really, I don't know. Is it easy or is it not easy? Because I think Genshin has just enough complex. I'm not saying Genshin is hard, by the way. I'm saying Genshin has just enough complexity to give people like a good enough challenge, right? And if you want to look at guides, if you want to be like, oh, I need help with this, I need to, like, you know, look into that. Hey, all the power to you, man. All the power to you. I'm not gonna sit here and judge you, but I will judge you if you say the game is easy to other people while you yourself is getting external assistance. Yeah, like there. Yeah, back to the example, like you guys are saying with the puzzles. The puzzles in Genshin Impact, in my opinion, are not as easy, right? But I think there's also another fine line we need to discern, is that there's a difference as well between like difficult versus annoying. Because something could be just annoying enough that you don't want to do it. So then like the fact that you're looking up a guide and all that stuff is not because that it's the game is hard, but it's tedious. Like I understand that as well, because we have to be fair when we make these discussions, right? Sure, there's a good chunk of you guys who probably just find a lot of this task too tedious, but if you were put in the position to be forced to figure it out on your own, you could. I am not saying the people who are claiming the game is easy cannot figure it out on their own. It's the fact that it requires just enough work to warrant them not wanting to do it themselves. Is that fair? But I think that's a fair statement as well, because hey, you know, not everybody has hours in their week to sit here and test a gacha game and stuff like that, right? I get it. I get it. Trust me, I do, believe it or not. So Lourdes Lucat says, exploring used to be fun, but since Sumeru, it's tedious. Puzzles get way too annoying. That's what I've been saying with Enkanomiya. Do you guys, okay, how many people here remember the mechanic in Enkanomiya where they had the daylight nightlight cycles, and there were puzzles that involved day and night cycles to actually interact with the puzzle? I found that like Enkanomiya was what basically killed puzzles for me. I played puzzles without looking at guides. Okay, I like, not a flex or anything, but I'm just telling you guys, I play this game with close to no guides. The only guide content I've ever really watched are content from like my friends as content creators, and they basically ask me like, Walrus, what do you think of this XYZ? I take a look at it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, I didn't know about that. That's pretty cool. You know, yeah, and stuff like that. I've never actively looked at guides, even for finding character essential materials. I've not looked at guides. So basically, I'm just running around with the characters that can tell me where everything is, and I just pick things up. So I literally run through the whole map. It takes me hours, right? And then once I'm farming for a certain character, that's why till this day I refuse to go farm Sino, because his is so like fucking annoying. So. But like, I'm not saying this to again, I'm not saying this to flex, but I'm just telling you guys, that's how I play the game, right? I don't go out of my way to tell you guys the game is easy though, because it's hella annoying to me. It is incredibly annoying for me to have to deal with this stuff. But at the same time, there are moments of me trying to complete these tasks that feels fulfilling, fun, engaging, whatever the word you want to use for it is for. And that's why I feel like at times it's rewarding to play the game like this. But again, let's not kid ourselves in saying that those freaking puzzles don't make me want to punch a hole through my monitors sometimes, right? I'll admit it. On many occasions, I've almost broke. I almost was like, you know what? Why don't I just look up a freaking guide? But then I'm just like, then what's the point of playing the freaking game? Right? What's the point of playing the game? Like, if I just look up a guide, why don't I just look up a guide for everything? I'll look up a guide to beat the whole game. Why don't I just go buy an account? Oops. I didn't say that. I didn't advocate it. I'm just saying, just making a point here. However, right? Relax. However, I know you guys are watching this. I'm not advocating it. I'm simply just saying, okay? Just saying. Don't look at me like that, Dawei. No, but honestly, like to make a point here, like if you're gonna look up a guide for everything and get 100%, and I know what the answer is. Oh, but Walrus is different. My account is the account that I spent time and poured my time into completing and building up and stuff. There's this sentimental value there. It's different when you are paying for another account, right? It's different, man. It's different. Okay, cool. Right? It's different, right? I kind of fail to see how it's different. To me, it's all the same. You're not playing the game, man. you're just it's like this is basically what it feels like. Your teacher calls you after your class and be like explain to me why your essay has almost word for word with that guy's essay, right? With little Billy's essay. Why is that? Explain to me. Why are both of your essays like identical? And why did you write in your name? Why did you write Billy? Explain that to me, right? And then you're like, oh, but okay, Billy helped me, right? But technically, I still wrote this essay because I had to type it out. I typed it out word for word, sir. Right, word for word. Right? This is as much as it is my essay as it is Billy's. But just because Billy let me, reference his essay, I still had to type it out. So technically, it's still my essay, right? That's kind of it's like, sure, a little different, but that's the kind of vibe I'm getting. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from this argument is, if you're going to look at a guide and complete the whole game based off of guides, sure, all the power to you. But like, and listen, I don't know if you guys have come across these people. I'm sure some of you guys have. It's these people who basically I think they're Redditors, like, those Redditors who are like very anal about stuff. They're the same. They're the same kind of people who would flex for no reason. Right? They will flex things for no reason. They're very anal, very annoying, and they will come and say like, oh, why does any of this stuff matters? Like, why do we even need this? Right? Why do we need guides? Why do we need anything like when the game is so easy? AJ Gone Rogue, thank you for the $9.99. It says, if you take the time to read talent info for characters and weapons and artifact, that you can beat the game easily. I think that the only guide you need is for gauge theory, because that's not in the game clearly. Well, I would disagree, because depending on how Genshin's like reading for Genshin and the description they use for Genshin is not as clear cut and straightforward. There were a lot of like early game. I think they even left some of them in. Is that there were a lot of ones in there that were just really like misleading at times. Even I feel like, I don't specifically remember when, but it was like even in the early days of Genshin when they first came out. Was it a weapon or artifact? I think it was a weapon. I don't remember. But yeah, like if you were just purely reading stuff, like sure, you can get, I would say 80-90% of the time you'll be fine, but you will not be able to squeeze out a lot of the min-max stuff. A lot of this stuff people are like theory crafters who have, or content creators who has access to the media server, can dump immense amount of resources into things for them to play test without having to spend money. This is the thing about Genshin. If you were to do it like on your own, you have to spend money, right? You would have to spend money, which is a huge kick in the groin, because if you have to spend money, immediately it becomes very, very difficult for 99.9% of the player base. That's why, like, listen, I don't want people to get the idea that I'm out here trying to shame content, like guide content creators or theory crafters. I keep having to reiterate this. I love the work they do. The reason I don't consume it is because I can get by without consuming it, right? If I were not able to clear the game without it, of course I would go watch it and need help. But I'm somebody who has dumped thousands of dollars into this game, and I'm just brute forcing this game at this point, right? I am completely brute forcing Genshin Impact through sheer stats and stuff alone. And I don't want to, again, not to flex, but I think I'm above the average gamer in terms of gacha game experience and just RPGs in general, right? Like, it's not like I'm coming into this game not knowing what weapons, artifact, constellations, talents are. Like, I know synergies, and I've done my research in the early days of Genshin. I don't really do a lot of guide stuff nowadays for Genshin because it's mostly the same thing. Like, once you figure it out once or twice, you kind of know most of it, and I've exposed myself many times on stream not knowing exactly like which one goes first, which one goes second, right? For example, I still don't remember, is it 2 times damage if pyro goes first or hydro goes first? I believe it was like 2 times if you put pyro first and then proc it with hydro. I don't know, I'm just going off of it because that's how I do it. The things that everything I've worked out in Genshin is by intuition. For example, I was playing Hu Tao with Xingqiu, Albedo, and Zhongli. Like, I probably 2 months after I got Hu Tao, right? But I've never had to look up guides for her. I never had to go look. Same thing with Keqing, right? I was doing all the Keqing combos. The only combo I wasn't doing for Keqing was the one where there was like a bug. They patched it, but like there was a bug where you could use something about her E, right? Like, I wasn't using that because how the fuck was I supposed to know that? But I was using her triple auto charge attack because I figured out, oh, she runs into stamina issues. Like, AJ gone rogue. My point is, I agree to you to a certain degree that yes, when it comes to Genshin Impact, you can get by with the game for the most part if you just read. But when it comes to like edging out that last bit of power, a lot of this stuff is hidden and requires immense amount of play testing, actually, like graphing charts and everything to actually see, okay, this is not something you would notice by simply playing the game, or not simply by playing the character every now and then. For example, I played Keqing until Hu Tao came out. So every single day when I logged into Genshin Impact, which is every single day from September 20th, 2020, all the way until Hu Tao came out, I played Keqing every single day. And back then I was burning resin, I was doing my BP. So you can imagine how many hours I was pouring into the game. And I figured out Keqing pretty much by then. So, which actually some of my most successful videos today are on Keqing. I think there's a video on my channel with 140 something thousand views, or 100. I don't know how much is that right now, but it was a Keqing video, right? And I really knew my way around this character. But that's because I dumped I dumped hundreds of hours, and essentially I did my own playtest. Normal players are not going to be able to do that with every single character. That's why these guide and theory crafters, right, they have tons of viewership and support, because a lot of people, but well, the thing is it needed? No, this kind of power is not needed. This kind of knowledge isn't needed to clear Genshin Impact, of course. But at the same time, people are curious. Like, why would you invest into a character and not bring it to fruition? Why would you not want to access their full power? But again, this is a completely separate topic and discussion. But my point is, the game actually is continuously getting more and more challenging. I don't want to say hard, but the word challenging fits it very well, because in my opinion, I think HoYoverse is on purposely tuning the game to match like the progression of the players. This goes back to my point with HoYoverse, like having an immense amount of data to work with. It's almost unfair how much they know about us, and how they can constantly tune the game around our progression. So the game will, like, to newer players, this is kind of unfair, because you won't be able to keep up with the amount of difficulty spike if you're just getting into the game now. But what it ends up doing is it creates a longer period of time. Well, I mean, that's debatable because artifacts is RNG, but generally now it'll take you a little longer to reach full potential, or like to reach a point where you can consistently beat the Spiral Abyss, as opposed to, let's say, I don't know, like half a year ago, right? Kisa Pollard says, "Hey Walrus, today is my B-day. 2 years ago, you wished me happy birthday when I was having a bad week. Still here. Well, thanks. So thanks, Chi Battery Forever. Chi Battery Forever. We're the Chi BT gang. Thank you. Kisa, I hope you're having a better birthday this year compared to 2 years ago, and it's great to see people still hanging around. I think my content has actually evolved. Evolved. My content has taken a slight shift, as we would say. I think 2 years ago I was still very focused on the meta stuff, because I used to get super excited when I figured something out, thinking that like, oh my god, people have to know about this, until I realized that I'm just like light years behind the theory crafters, who has like 10-15 people huddled together, like working this stuff out in the media server, and then like play testing it, and then they got even run algorithms and stuff like that. I was way behind those guys in terms of that stuff, so I was just like, okay, whatever. And then I started catering to other stuff, because a lot of the times, by the time I had found out the what you call it, like a lot of the times I have found out what was interesting to me, people had already like be like, oh my god, like Walrus, that's so like 4 patches ago. So it's good. Nowadays my content mostly revolve around just talking about stuff, because I oh my god, I can't stress this enough. I enjoy the company of others a lot. Does that make me kind of a loser? I don't know. I just feel like I have a lot more fun when people are talking with me. When, like, even if the stuff I say is incredibly dumb, I just have a lot of fun sharing things with other people. Genji Sora says, I got Google Play Card for Christmas, so that's why I have Welkin and Battle Pass. Hey, somebody knows you very well. Ajigon Rogue says, then would you say guide makers make the game stale for 1-year players because you aren't doing that playtesting yourself, and that's part of the game? Well, that's the thing, right? But I wouldn't blame it on the guide content creators, because for guide content creators, they are simply doing it to provide that service, right? It's not like they're forcing people to engage and look at this type of content. But in my opinion, it's if you go out of your way to seek help in Genshin Impact, what you're essentially doing for yourself is you are rapidly accelerating the rate at which you consume the game. And you basically end up beating the game extremely fast, right? Which, I mean, it's like playing a game for a year. To be honest, Genshin, you kind of pass the honeymoon phase. I mean, it's different for everybody. For me, it ended around like 8 to 10 months, because I didn't look at guides. Okay, so a lot of people reach this point much sooner, right? Much sooner. And that's what's a little frightening to me, because I think in terms of Genshin, it's, oh boy. I think in terms of Genshin, we need to be very careful at how we advise new players. Well, while yes, in the beginning it's like, okay, don't rush, don't start, but how can you tell them not to look at guides, not to get help, not to like interact with the community? Because part of Genshin Impact and its charm is interacting with the rich community that it has. And a lot of the people in this rich community cares about meta, cares about min-maxing, cares about, right? So it almost feels disingenuous to say like, oh, you know, you shouldn't think about this, or you shouldn't care about this, when in fact it's like, so what if you care about this? So what if you want to like accelerate the game, increase the rate at it's It's really bizarre to me that the game was even designed in this manner. To be quite honest with you guys, it's just like Genshin sits at that point. Is like it's just difficult enough to warrant like needing for help, but at the same time, it's not like it's crazy. It's not so difficult that you can't do it by yourself. Absolutely insane to me that this is the situation we're in, you know? Because I would honestly say you would enjoy it more had you not had guides to help you. I listen, I think most people would have found it a more enjoyable process had they not had guides to assist them. But again, that's just my opinion. And I've played a lot of games. I've played games with guides, I've played without guides. And in my opinion, generally, right, I've had more fun without guides. That's a very generally, right? There's a big fat generally. EroticWalruss says, EroticWalruss, guides help to get primos faster for newer players. That's the other thing. But the thing I want to highlight is Hoyoverse is already so stingy with primos in this game. Like, so stingy. To the point where I honestly don't know if, like, I don't know if anybody's worked this out. Obviously not. It's like the difference between somebody who never looked at guides and stuff to get primos versus somebody who looked at guides. Like the amount of extra primos you would get would only start mattering if you played like 10 years. You know, like, sure, big difference, but it would really matter more if you played 10 years plus. Then the discrepancy in like, oh, like I was late 2 months getting like primos from the Spiral Abyss from like 36 starring it versus 2 months later I did it by myself. You would really need a huge amount of time to like accumulate over like many years. Be like, okay, yeah, now the accumulation of the differences with this guy getting the information and this guy not like figuring it out by himself, then it starts mattering. But until then, it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, that's again, that's just me, right? That's just Walrus here saying Walrus things. K9 Casanova says, guides helped me get through a frustrating problem without throwing my phone. You see, right then we're back to my starting point. It was like, is Genshin really that easy? Is it? Right? If people get frustrated with the game enough to the point where they're like wanting to throw their phone. But again, people would say like, oh, but Walrus, that's not because the game is hard. That's just because the game is annoying. Okay. So what's the difference between annoying and difficult? Is annoying just not a form of difficult that's like a tedious difficulty, right? When something is tediously difficult, when it's difficult for the sake of being difficult, then it's annoying. AJ gone rogue. Oh, thank you, AJ. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Says, as somebody that came from playing Zelda 18 years ago as a kid, if I couldn't figure out how to beat something, I had to keep trying things. No, God. Yeah, I think it's a part of like how we grew up as gamers, right? An example I like to use was like a lot of people can relate to as well is Pokemon, right? Way back when I first got my first Pokemon, was like the gray, like the gold and stuff like that. It's just gotta just go figure it out, right? And later, yes, guides started coming out online, and I remember very specifically because my friends started coming to me with all these crazy stuff that they were figuring out in the game that I swear to God, if you didn't have guides, you would not have caught like some of the legendaries that were being released. Like it was just, I'm sorry, it's not doable. Like if anybody remember the whole like Reggie Ice, like Reggie Steel stuff, you gotta go into the chamber, you gotta go left, right, left, up, right, down, A, B, left, down, up, left, right. Like you gotta walk in this whole thing. Like you weren't figuring it out. Like trust me, you weren't gonna figure it out if you didn't have a guide. But you know, at the same time, it was like I didn't really need the Reggies and all that stuff. It just felt like that was like more of an Easter egg than anything, right? Genshin pretty much don't have that kind of feature. Like I'm sure they have some stuff, because again, my completion is like, my entire game's completion can be averaged to be around like 25-30%. I still have a good cool 60 something percent of Genshin that I can still play, right? So excuse me if I'm not like out here fully accurate with the state of completion in terms of Genshin. But I don't think it's responsible for most people to go out of their way and tell people that the game is easy. I just don't think so. You're free to disagree as always, but I think Genshin Impact strikes that comfortable balance of it being difficult enough. If you wanted to overcome this by yourself, it can get a good sense of accomplishment, but at the same time, it's like easy enough to not make you feel like you want to smash your head through a wall, as long as you're actually playing the game, right? If you're somebody who doesn't like to play the game, meaning like you don't like figuring things out, you don't like trial and error, you don't like getting smacked around a little bit in video games, sure, you may find Genshin Impact to be more so annoying than satisfying to complete. But again, I would also argue that maybe then Genshin isn't your type of game. Now I say that with like a semi quotation, because you can easily be weaned onto something like Genshin. Goddamn, why does that sound kind of nasty? You can be weaned on, like you can learn to love this type of game if you just give it a chance. Is my best way of kind of explaining it. Crass Zoopolis says, but finding something randomly isn't difficult, and a lot of guides help with that aspect. Well, that's the thing, right? Finding something randomly is like, a lot of people, like, this is what I don't understand, right? Back to the point with Pokemon. Remember the example I gave, like you were inside this cave and you have to go up, left, up, right, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, B, A, B, like that whole sequence. How did people find out that to begin with? Because I refuse to believe that everybody in the community slowly just figured it out on their own. Somebody had to have figured it out, but how did that happen? And the fact that like once they figured it out, like suddenly guides were just like, oh my god, we need to do this, right? It's a weird situation to me that it exists in the game, yet somehow, somewhere, someone figured it out, right? So, and then like they made it public, and everybody was able to see the information and use it to benefit their own gameplay. And or like, but in the case of Pokemon, they collected a freaking rare Pokemon. That's pretty much all that it was. Right? They collected a rare Pokemon. Did they need it to beat the game? Absolutely not. But then it makes me wonder, right? Isn't that the same with Genshin? Does it matter if you 36-star the Abyss? Well, kind of to some people. Like, oh my god, Walrus, like that extra 50 Primo Gems really gonna make the difference. It will, for like 0.0001% of the player base. But for the vast majority of you guys, it won't ever make a difference. You won't. This is the thing. A lot of people use this like as an argument or a crutch in their argument, but the vast majority of you will never play the game long enough for it to ever matter, right? The extra benefits that people are highlighting, it'll never ever matter. Sure, for the sake of argument, I cannot say that it doesn't exist. So I have to say, oh yes, this situation exists. However, yeah, we have to be practical, right? Like, it'll never really matter. Kind of. So that's the thing I really wanted to highlight with you guys, is that while we're so fixated on this stuff being like, oh, Walrus, but you're not really understanding the point that we're trying to make. But like, trust me, I do understand the point that people are trying to make. I just don't quite agree with how you guys are applying these points. I guess this is one of those situations that forever I will just have to agree to disagree with some of these people, right? Is Genshin easy? I don't think so. I don't think Genshin, like, I think there are far easier games out there than Genshin. Genshin is easy to those people who have played it for like months and months and months. Another example that I can give you guys is my girlfriend Beluga-chan. Like, till this day, she doesn't want to play the game because the game basically, she says, is too tedious to learn the game. She says like the whole artifact system it's too bothersome. I'm not even making this stuff up. She's told me she can't be bought, like, and I'm telling you guys this not to make fun of her, but I'm telling you, she had Hu Tao, she had like when she quit was around Genshin 1.3, and at that point she had every single 5-star character except Ganyu and one more. There was one more she didn't have. Who was it? Beluga-chan. Beluga-chan, when you quit Genshin, you had all the 5 stars except 2, right? You didn't have Ganyu, and who was the other one you didn't have? Tartaglia? Ganyu and Tartaglia were the only 2 5 stars she didn't have. So at the time, she had Venti, she had Zhongli, she had Klee, she had Albedo. Oh, so you had Tartaglia then? Then you had Ganyu. So you didn't have 3 of them. Okay, so correction. She didn't have 3 of the characters. Okay? Oh, big difference. She had Venti, Zhongli, oh no. She didn't have Tartaglia, Klee, and Ganyu. So she had Venti, she had Zhongli, she had Zhao, she had Hu Tao, she had Mona. Did you have Diluc? No, she didn't have Diluc. Did you have any other standard band? You had Keqing. I remember you had Keqing. She had Keqing. She had Chi-Chi. So she pretty much had most. She had like the Jade Winged Spear, I remember. I really wanted that spear, but till this day I still don't have it. But yeah. She had all this stuff, right? My point to you guys is she had all this stuff, but she just didn't want to figure out the whole artifact system. To her, it felt more tedious than it was fun. Believe me, I tried everything in my power to get her to enjoy the game. I was like, oh, I'll go farm the artifacts for you. I'll figure out the artifacts for you. She was like, nope, not interested. What could I do, chat? No, honestly, what could I do at that point? Right? It's like, to some people, the game was just too tedious and too much work. And even though at the time there were already guides teaching all this stuff, to them it's just not worth the effort. Mr. Naval says, I almost quit because of artifacts. Yeah, and a lot of people did quit because of artifacts. And to you guys, right? But again, my point here is not to say the game is hard, but to you guys, this stuff is second nature. You're like, oh, but that's the fun, right? The whole point is to beat the game and grind artifacts, grind and max out my stats. But to my girlfriend, Beluga-chan, crit rate, crit damage, attack scaling character, HP scaling characters, like she was so confused. Like, Hu Tao scales with HP? What the fuck? When I first looked at her Hu Tao artifacts, she had attack percentage on Hu Tao, attack percentage on her sands, attack on her goblet, and then she had like HP on the headpiece. And I was like, what? Where's your crit rate? She's like, what's crit rate? So it's like, this should help you guys get a better grasp at the difference in the player types. Like Beluga-chan, although doesn't make up, like, I would say she isn't the bulk of the player base, but there's a lot of players who's roughly in that range. She never once looked at guides. Not once. Never. But the game was just tedious and difficult enough that to make her not want to continue playing. With that account, she was stuck on Abyss Floor 5. Right? She was stuck on Abyss Floor 5, not because she didn't have a good account, but because she didn't have the knowledge to build up the account, and she didn't even know what anime. Like, listen, do you guys think Beluga-chan was gonna be animation canceling on her Hu Tao? I think not. Did she not level up her artifact? She didn't even like build her art. She had like Hu Tao using, her Hu Tao wasn't even using a set. She just slapped random artifacts onto her. It was like there were some gray ones, there were some blue ones, right? She didn't even have purple ones. When she quit, I think she was still like AR 40 something. And she had that account sitting on AR 40 something, and her Hu Tao talents were never leveled. Her Hu Tao was like under leveled as well, and her team composition was all over the place. She didn't have Vaporize built. Her Hu Tao was sitting in the same team with her Venti, and when Venti used his Cyclone, Hu Tao couldn't even charge attack the enemies, but she was still charge attacking the enemies and thinking she was doing damage. You guys have no idea. The people who are meta players, the people who play this game like for a part-time job, and they do research on it, and then they constantly they have no clue. Like, you guys would not believe how tough it is for somebody who has never played this genre, or like, and believe me, Genshin is a first for a lot of people, and a lot of them aren't looking at guides, right? So this is the thing I want you guys to understand, and I know a lot of people are not going to watch the live stream, but that's why we're going to make this into a video. In fact, that's the video we're recording today, is discussing this whole concept that Genshin is too easy, right? For example, EroticWalruss, I'm sure you look at some sort of educational content, right? You don't, again, most people don't have the time of the day to completely sit there and figure everything out by themselves, which also nods to the fact that Genshin is not as easy. I think, like, again, we have to define what like EroticWalruss is. We have to define what difficult really means here. But at the same time, if people don't have the time to play the game, and it requires guides because they don't have the time to play test and all this stuff themselves, can you really say the game is easy? But that's really my point here, is like, if you don't even have the time and energy and stuff to play and test this stuff yourself, don't think it's quite that easy. EroticWalruss says, I have a full-time job, still able to look at guides and clear all content. Day one player. Right, but the thing is, I think it's very doable for especially people with accounts over a year old, that nowadays you can completely just stop looking at guides. You don't need it anymore. Even new characters that come out, I'm sure most people will figure it out. Like, especially meta players who has been looking at guides and learning the game for a year, I'm sure you guys can figure it out in a week. You'll figure it out very quickly. You'll see exactly what this character is capable. Like, I do it. Sure, I'm not 100% accurate all the time, but I can get the gist of most characters even before I play them. Right? And that's how I end up getting accused of looking at leaks all the time. But honestly, you just look at the character and you're like, oh, I think that's what this character does. And like, trust me, we can play this game next time when we look at the live stream. You can look at, for example, what's the character coming next one? Kirara, right? Don't look at leaks. Just look at the freaking live stream, and you'll know with the 80% certainty roughly what that character is gonna do. It takes a combination of knowing HoYoverse, knowing their patterns, knowing the characters, and like the possible synergies they can have, and then you just combine it. For example, Kirara's most likely a 4-star character. She's gonna suck ass at C0. There's a good chance she sucks ass at C0. You're gonna need C2, maybe C4, but guess what? Her C6 might be pretty bomb, right? Pretty damn good, pretty whale bait, right? She's gonna be a decent character. People are gonna rave about her for a couple weeks, and most likely people are gonna drop her and not talk about her ever again because she's a 4-star character that requires C4 or C6 to be even viable. Right? So that's what I'm saying is it doesn't take a genius to figure out how this game works. But that's why my argument for this is that the reason people still look at guides is because it's just tedious enough and just difficult enough to figure everything out that they just rather look at a guide and get it over with. Right? Yao is proof it won't always be like that though, right? But the thing is, Yao is heavily underused nowadays. Not making this up, at least in terms of like top meta players, right? But then again, we can't really be looking at casual player usage rate when we gauge a character's usefulness. In terms of the top meta players, Yao isn't used very much. Cycle Silver says, I don't look at guides for help. I watch them all for entertainment. But the thing is, that's because you find learning entertaining. You find self-improvement entertaining, right? That's because your thing just happened to align. For example, back to my girlfriend, Beluga-chan, who started this game with me all the way back in patch 1.0. She found the fact that like I even offer, she thought the idea of me even offering her to look at guides to be incredibly weird. So she was like, but like, why? Like, why would you look at a guide for this stuff? I'm just playing the game. She ended up finding a lot of fun killing birds, collecting fowl, cooking, and finding recipes in Genshin Impact. Again, you guys, I don't know how many people think like I'm being serious, but I am being dead serious here. This is no memes. She enjoyed Genshin as more of like yeah, it was a role-playing game. She was just role-playing other aspects of the game. She was role-playing cooking, getting fowl, right? When HoYoverse gives us some fowl, she would be happy. When like the hardcore people were like, oh my god, 3 fowls. We even made a meme out of it. She had, okay, look at the map, right? Like for example, my map, I remember back then, I might still have some of those. Look, this is what I marked out. I call it Big Chungus, right? This is where I can go to farm the ores. I had huge rock ore. Look at me. This is what Beluga-chan, the whole map was just meat. Where she could find boars, she had the whole map. She used up all her markers for boar meat. That's it. That was it. Boars, fowl, everything was just meat. She even had a whole meat route like worked out in her map. She could close her eyes and tell you exactly how many pieces of meat you can get from different locations. That's like she had it down to a T. She never once looked at guides to farm meat. And like, you know, her favorite update, you know what her favorite update was when they added that big ass boar here, somewhere in here. I think it was like over here or something. The boar lord, or like the big daddy boar thing. She was so happy when they added that into the game. How many people nowadays still actively go kill that thing? She was more happy about the boar king than she was about Hu Tao when Hu Tao first came out. This is why I think a lot of people, you guys don't have, maybe you do, but some of you guys lack this type of person around you to give you the full scope of what Genshin Impact truly is, right? You guys, if I didn't tell you guys this, you guys would think I'm honestly memeing. If I didn't have Beluga-chan here, or if you guys don't know who Beluga-chan is, right? You guys might think I'm just making stuff up for the sake of this argument, but she's literally a living, breathing individual sitting right there. I can log into her. You know what? Beluga-chan, do you still remember your account? Do you still remember your login details? All right, chat. If she can provide me her login info, right? This is not scripted. I can log it. I can try to log into her account right now. Do you remember it? Okay, watch this, chat. Okay, let's go. Okay, what's the password? Is this the one? Oh. We need a code from your email. Okay. All right. This, when we get in, this should be where she left the account. And we can actually do an account review of her account. Not to meme on her, but I'm just trying to show you guys, you know, what the bulk of Genshin's player base is. Okay. Welcome to Beluga-chan's account. Name's Bombi. So, I wasn't lying, okay? This is her account. I think her kaching was the only thing that I built for her. This is the kaching I built for her. And I gave her pointers on Venti and stuff like that. So everything here. Where's her Hutao? Oh my god. Yeah, I was working on her Hutao as well. But this is her account. But let's see the infamous boar map. Oh, she did have crystal. I think these crystal rocks were the ones I told her to mark. I was like, oh, you gotta mark the crystals. You need the crystals. She didn't care. She didn't care about the crystals. What were these? Julian chili. Oh yeah. She was marking bamboo. This was even before the teapot even came out. Oh, floor 4. I said floor 5. She stopped playing by floor 4. Look, she stopped playing by floor 4, and that's with a level 90 kaching. With the black sword level 90, refinement rank 3, and she stopped on floor 4. She was like, I can't do this. This is too much. Right? Oh, and she had Zhongli. Her Zhongli was running 2-piece Noblesse and 2-piece Scholar. Right? She had Zhao with the Primordial Jade Spear. Level 80 Zhao. Running Gladiator and Viridescence. I did help her build it. And she couldn't pass floor 4. She just couldn't. Actually, I'm curious, how much meat does she still have? Is it here somewhere? Look. Why would you need this much? She was cooking up a storm. That's what I remember she enjoyed cooking. I just remember she enjoyed cooking stuff. Cooking. Just all day cooking. She didn't care about the billets, the catalysts. Where is the meat? Oh, chilled meat. Yeah, this is the stuff she was farming off the Boar King. Wait, she actually fished? Wait, did you fish? Oh, she fished. She did come back briefly for Inazuma because I told her the new. Okay, so we have 1260 fowl, 294 meat, but I guess she used it all for cooking. She collected so much of this stuff just randomly out and about. She would go and collect it. Oh yeah, she had the teapot. So she did come back for the teapot. She collected some of these items. Yeah, she even tried. Oh my god. Such a. Did she build her teapot? No, she didn't. I don't think she. She didn't come back for very long. Walrus said he would do. I don't want to touch this account's abyss. Think about it like this. This account is frozen in time. Once you clear abyss up to, I believe, abyss 7, you can never redo it again. So the fact that this account still has floor 4, chamber 3 is actually an ancient relic. You'll not be able to find an account like this. Yeah, it's like a museum exhibition. She was adventure. Okay, she wasn't 40. She was adventure rank 54, but she wasn't really fond of farming artifacts. Oh, don't mind if I do take some of these goodies. What we will do is... Oh my god. Wait. Oh my god. Can we pull Nahida? Nahida looks like Beluga-chan. Beluga-chan, why don't you show them your hand? Okay, can you do the same pose that Nahida is doing? Like this? Okay, like a butterfly. Like, oh, look, this is the butterfly. Look. Wow, beautiful butterfly. Ah! Ah! You're not supposed to grab it. You're supposed to look. Beautiful butterfly. Okay. Million beautiful fixed points. Pose. Ah! Okay, Beluga-chan. Do you want to pull Nahida on your account? Okay, come here. Why are you not coming over here? Oh, you want the mouse? She's shy and doesn't want to show herself. Why don't you wave at chat? To prove that's not my hand, here are my hands. To prove that there is actually another person with me in the room and I'm not just farming clout here. Okay, Beluga-chan. So actually, I don't even know what's your pity. I don't think we can check your pity because it's been so long since you played. Yeah. There's no record, so we have no idea how many pity you're on. So you might as well just pull on it. Do you want to open the audio or keep the audio muted? Okay, let's go, Beluga-chan. Do you want to do single pull or 10 pull? 10 pull. Okay, let's go.
I have enough.
Yeah, you have 7,400 something. That's like almost $100 worth of gems. Almost. You're 600. Actually, yeah, including those two, you probably have like almost like around $100 worth of pulls. Yeah. Yes. Boo boo. You gotta skip it. Let's see if you got. Oh, a new character. Very nice. You know, this character is the best one. The one with the green hair. You don't want the one with the pink hair. The one with the blue hair is alright, but this one with the green hair is really good. Okay, Beluga-chan. Look, 6194. Look at that.
Nahida.
Nahida. No Hida. Oh no, you got the worst 4-star on the banner. Alright, one more time. Oh no, you only have like 30 pulls left. All your primo gems that you saved up. Nahida. Are you gonna get Cookie Shinobu? Oh, you got all 3 of them. And another one. Very good, very good. Okay. You have, wow, you have a little less than 20 left. You might not get her. Nahida. Nahida. Oh, that's very sad. Very sad. But, ew. But that's a good omen because Nahida, guess what? She's a catalyst user. Oh no, you don't even have 10 pulls left. We have to go into your special reserves. Okay, this is your last 10 pull, Beluga-chan. Your last 10 pull. Oh my. Nahida! Nahida! No! Difficult now. This is what most people have to go through. What do you mean? It's difficult now. This is what chat goes through on a monthly basis. Beluga-chan is too used to getting 5 stars that she want in like 30 pulls. I wish I could show you her history. Okay, Beluga-chan, we might be able to squeeze out a little more. Why are you sitting over there very hopeful looking? Oh, there's only 1 pull. Okay, let's exchange that for now. I believe there should be in your mail. What are you hoping for in your mail? There's nothing in your mail. No, that's not the right button. Archon quests. Yeah, she hasn't done the Archon quests. She's not about to do them. Trust me. She's oh no. Oh wow, look. Alright, you can do some single pulls. Alright, good luck. This is truly your last few pulls. Your last like 3 or 4. Oh. Adventure book. Chat is giving you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Beluga-chan. Hope. Look, Beluga-chan. Hope. Oh. Oh my god. Can we make it to soft pity like this? Oh, you need to go do this quest if you want it. Why don't you go do it? Do it. Okay. Okay, not here. Alright, Beluga-chan. Chat has given you one last chance for a temple. This is chat's final offer. Come on. Come on, Beluga-chan. Last one. If it's not gold, you have chant. Nahida. Oh, you forgot to chant. You forgot to chant. Hey, at least you got another cookie. Shinobu. Beluga-chan, you might not believe me when I tell you this, but you have one. Oh, you have a couple more. You have a couple more single pulls. All right, Beluga-chan, I don't know what you're at right now. I have no idea. But there's a good chance, there's a decent enough chance we might be able to ooze 1 5-star for you. Nahida. Oh, you have to skip. Okay. One more. Okay, you gotta press wish. Nahida! 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 Oh no, this was 7,000 something. One more! Nahida! Nahida! Debate club. Oh my gosh. This is truly the last one. Last one. Alright, channel your whole body into it. Nahida! Nahida! Oh yeah! Oh no! You know, you would think that after not logging in for so long, Hoyoverse is generous enough to give you like an early 5-star. $100 gets you nothing. Yeah, basically, chat, we just spent $100. That's it. We just spent $100. Yeah, chat is saying do commissions. Where are your commissions? Did you put your commissions into Inazuma? No. Oh, your commissions are in Leeway. No. Because these commissions are based off of range. Check the returning player event. Where is that thing? Is it this? Oh my god. Buluga-chan, you may not believe it, but you have just gotten yourself one more poll. Buluga-chan. All right, come on, last poll. You have to really put your heart and soul into a channel. Shout her name. Hey, where do you think you're going? Get back over here. You're not done here. Oh no. We have to do some commissions now. Welcome to the life of a Genshin player. Beluga-chan. You have 100 more? Where? Where? They weren't kidding. Click to claim. It's just that easy, baby. Oh look, you can get 20 here, 20 here. Okay, hang out. Okay, Beluga-chan, you have earned yourself one more pull. Okay, this is truly the last one. Nakita! Nakita! No! No. How many polls have we done, chat? I think this is it. Unless I do Spiral Abyss for you, which can give us another 10 pull. I'll take that as a no. Beluga-chan, do you want me to do Spiral Abyss for your account? I'll take that as a no. Alright, we're gonna... Oh my goodness, ka-ching.
Why are they so strong?
Strong? They're strong?
I thought you're supposed to destroy the pillar.
How do you still remember this? And we're out. Oh my goodness. I barely do commissions on my own account, chat. This is crazy. Oh,
I don't like this.
You don't like this one, but this you haven't seen wait, is this the protection one or the destruction one? Escort. Oh, I don't like escort. I like the one where we have to destroy it. Oh my goodness. The most broken character in the game. So OP. Yes, of course. I killed the barricade. Now, oh. I don't have my ult. Oh my goodness, I am on a roll. I can't believe This account is utilizing the overwhelming strength of the most broken character in the game, Benti. He didn't suck them. Venti doesn't need to suck people to be OP. Ooh, Beluga-chan, where are you going? Beluga-chan is tired, I see. Don't you want Nahida? Oh my goodness, we're almost done with this commission. This commission single-handedly takes longer than all my other commissions combined. Oh, thank the Lord. We're out. Oh, look at this. Chat, how many primos do you think are just sitting in this region waiting to be discovered? How many primos? Oh my goodness, chat, look at that. Don't you guys just want to hop on this account and be like and get all that primo gems? Yum yum. Oh, Beluga-chan, what is that? Her favorite.
Where did it go?
Hey, what is that? We'll leave this chest here untouched.
No.
We need to preserve the nature of we need to preserve. You didn't even mark these two boar locations. How could you?
I think it's a new spawn.
A new spawn? Beluga-chan is claiming that it wasn't her inadequacy, but it was the fact that these boars were not here back when she played the game. Okay.
Well, I ran out of
Markers. Oh my god, chat, look! The most OP character in the game! Oh my goodness, without Venti, I would have not been able to do this. Without this ult, without this burst, chat, I could not have... I can't do this commission without that burst skill. I can't. Please, Hilichurl. And check this out, chat. Oh my god.
yeah?
My keyboard, my key fell off. Venti's burst is so OP. Wait. What? What just happened? Wait, I was too busy looking at my key. That did I mess that up, or did Venti do that himself? I'm not sure at this point. There you go. Last one. What does this one look like? A pain in the ass to get to. Shut up. Oh, this last one should be pretty easy. But yeah, chat, this was Beluga-chan's best in slot team that she liked to run. Oh my goodness, chat, I'm about to do it to him. I'm about to do it to him. OP. This commission is literally, and I mean quite literally, undoable without Venti Burst. Man, physical DPS really has a good time in this game, don't they? Look at this. Don't you just love physical DPS in Genshin? Okay, we have completed the commissions. Beluga Chuan. I think we can edge you out one more. Wait, no. 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 We triggered an unskippable dialogue. No, don't. I don't know if you guys can hear how hard I'm skipping this right now.
That's an ugly sound.
This is 90% of me playing through the Archon quests as well, by the way. Zero out of 10 ASMR. Oh, well, could you guys not hear it?
It's an ugly key sound.
Oh, you can. Okay, let's go. I can hear it. Okay. Well, we have a happy ending today. Wait. That's it? Wait. We're missing something, right? We did not just do all that for 60 Primo Gems. No way. TCG, I'm not touching that. Oh, you're kidding me. Was this it? Can we ooze out any more? No, this is it. Use Primo codes. What are the Primo codes right now? To Abyss? No Abyss. Redeem code. Genshin Gift. Exchange. Oh my goodness. Chat is a genius. What? Beluga-chan, when did you use Genshin Gift? Wait. What is that? Is that the GA9 FPD 42 SJ4V? Oh my goodness. What is this? Oh. Alright, we're gonna do it without Beluga-chan. We will do it for her. No. No. What should we do? Oh, trial. Yes. Oh. You're right. All right. Since we're polling for Nahida, we should check out her trial run. Wow, what an awesome Nahida team. Amazing. What am I doing, chat? I have no idea. I'm just pressing buttons and these things are just dying left and right. Look at that DPS Barbara. A boom. Whew. All right, let's do this. Bring it home. Wait, what? Oh, we have to go claim it. All right, bring it home. Oh no, no, Beluga-chan, I swear I was not about to poll without you. Oh, I can pull? Okay. Nahida! I have no idea. Credit card, please. History is not updated yet. Credit card, please.
Here, have this.
Credit card, please. Didn't work, chat. Guess her addiction is not deep enough. Don't spend money. Yeah, Beluga-chan, we can't spend money. You don't even play the game. You don't even play the game. Why are we wailing on your account? You can wail on my account. What is this? What is this? Fat stash. What is this? Fat stash. Oh, Beluga-chan, are you gonna play Genshin again? Oh, then you can have this back.
I want it, Nahi. You can play on.
You're not. Oh my goodness, is that me? You know, isn't this the dude? Wait, isn't this the dude from that quest in Liyue where his family died or something like that, and he was like left on the hill of a on a mountain? What's that guy's name again? There's a quest in Liyue where there's a dude who I swear he looks like, I think he looks like this but with black hair. Yeah. But he has like, he looks very similar to this dude. Yeah, the hide and seek guy. Yeah, that guy. He thinks he's playing hide and seek with his parents. Yeah, that tragic story. Tragic. Childish Jiang. Yeah, that's the one. Well, thanks for offering, Beluga-chan. But we're probably gonna have to spend $50. Too much money. Because you're not even guaranteed Nahida.
Really?
Yes, you're not guaranteed Nahida, so it could easily be a Kiki. It could easily be a Keking. It could easily be a Jinyan. Okay, let's record the video. Okay, let's record the is Genshin too easy video. And you know what? For old time's sake, we'll sit at our old spot. I'll be using this for my whaling session. Thank you very much. No. That's against terms of service. You can get reported. I will report you because I am a very upright standing content creator. Why are you bombastic side-eyeing? Okay. Let's go. We're gonna do this. Sup everyone, welcome back to another video, and today, yes, you guys read the title, we're talking about Genshin being too easy. We're talking about Genshin being too easy, or is it really too easy? And of course, we are here live on YouTube, right? I don't stream on Twitch, I stream on YouTube. A lot of people have been asking me that, but yeah. We're gonna have chat here witnessing this video unfold. In fact, we've talked about this for a good half of the stream, kind of focusing and zoning into this idea where a lot of people would try to disregard, certain tips and pointers or just general discussions that take place in Genshin Impact in the name of why are we even talking about this when the game is so easy. Now, this is something that has been said for many patches. In fact, I would say even more than a year or 2 years at this point. People claiming that Genshin Impact, it's so easy of a game that nobody should ever need to do anything that requires any effort in the game. So this involves when we talk about certain characters being worth it or not, certain characters being good in a certain team comp, certain meta team comps, certain statistics that points to more or less success with the Abyss. So usually what the people who say that Genshin is so easy is trying to basically say is that we don't need any of this stuff. None of the discussion matters, none of the guides matter, none of the theory crafting matter, none of anything matters in Genshin because the game is so easy that you can beat the game without needing any of these resources, right? And this is the point that I want to focus on today, which is that the irony exists in most of the people who are saying this are ones who have consumed guides either currently or have done so in the past. They have consumed educational content, whether it be in the form of video or reading Reddit threads or reading Genshin papers that other people have posted their findings for, right? Theory crafters who have poured in dozens of hours, if some people have even collectively put in hundreds of hours on these research papers of their findings, min-maxings, and how certain mechanic works. These people likely either know snippets of it from friends or from other communities. So they're talking about this game like it's the easiest game known to mankind, being like even a toddler playing half asleep can beat the game 36-star with free-to-play units. They're making it sound like the game is so trivial that none of this matters, but they themselves have already accumulated such a vast amount of knowledge in Genshin to the point where they already forgot what it was like to not know what they already know. And this is a common occurrence with these people, which is called the curse of knowledge. You can go Google it. It's an actual thing. I didn't make it up to sound cool or something like that. It's actually a thing. The curse of knowledge basically is saying that for people who already have certain knowledge on like a subject or whatever, they don't know what it was like to not know that. So to them, using Genshin as an example, these people who claim Genshin Impact is so easy, they don't know or they don't recall what it was like or what it could be had they not gained access to the information that they have. Which this is just my roundabout way of saying that to the vast majority of Genshin players, trust me, all right? Trust me when I say this. The game is actually more difficult than you can ever possibly imagine. Now, before we continue, we have to label what we mean with the word difficult. Difficult can come in different ways. One way, the more well-known way, is that it's a hurdle that is so big, which makes people have to expend a lot of time either researching, studying, or just optimizing their accounts or gameplay to be able to clear the hurdle. Another way, which I think is more common and people oftentimes disregard, is the task is tedious enough and requires too much of someone's time to reach the point where it starts giving back, right? So in the case of Genshin Impact, when it comes to casual players or semi-casual players, the fact that they have to go and learn what each artifact set does, along with weapons, and then have weapon synergies, team synergies, reaction synergies, and even within reaction synergies, there are some that are better than others, and there are certain reactions that don't work with others. For example, Beto's burst skill not working properly with a lot of potential synergies for somebody who thinks like, okay, Beto's burst zap, 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 which has Electro, pair it with this, then things should just work out, right? Well, in fact, they don't work out, and it requires proper testing to understand that. So let's say if they brought Beto into the Abyss thinking it's going to work, and they don't even pay attention to it because they're like, oh, obviously it works because it's just zap, 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 right? And then this whole thing just works out like how it's supposed to. In theory, it's supposed to work, but it doesn't. And they don't know that. So then they can't clear Abyss 12. And they're like, why is it not working? Why am I not doing damage? And then if they don't have the knowledge or they don't know where to even look, right? It's not going to be as straightforward to these people as it is to somebody else who already saw Theory Crafters test this, talk about this, and warn other players about this. Right? A casual or a semi-casual player wouldn't even know where to look. They'll know something is wrong, but where is wrong? So for example, right now, I'm sure some of you guys in chat knows how to fix a broken automobile, like a car or something like that. And there's a lot of you right now in chat who likely doesn't know how to fix a broken automobile. Let's say your car breaks down on the side of the road. Why don't you just fix it by yourself, right? Why don't you just take the thing, pop the lid open, go in and fiddle around with the parts and see what's wrong with it, right? For example, you can frickin' go from the start, the front of the hood, all the way to the tail of the car, and you probably cannot identify what is wrong with the vehicle, but it just takes a trained mechanic a couple minutes to be like, okay, this is what's wrong with the car. Right here. The mechanic didn't even need to look at the tail of the car. They didn't even need to look underneath the car. They didn't even need to go and like check a bunch of different things. They saw the issue. They knew roughly where to look. And that's my point with Genshin as well. The fact that you guys think the game is so easy because you can go into the game, do something, and if something doesn't work exactly the way you want, you know exactly what's wrong within a couple like attempts, if not immediately. And that all comes from the fact that you have accumulated knowledge to the point where if something doesn't go your way, if something even is like as subtle as having one artifact piece that is offset, like, oh, I forgot that I put that piece on another character, so now I don't have the 4-piece set, you will feel it. Now imagine a casual or a semi-casual player going in with like an off-piece artifact. How long will it take them to identify exactly what is wrong? Especially if they're not avid guide watchers and their artifact sets were already kind of scuffed, right? You guys don't take this into account. You guys don't take this into account when you write these comments. You guys don't think about the other portion of the community. It's always just about, oh, for me, it's easy. For me, that I watch guide content and I'm on Reddit and I'm in Discord channels. For me, the game is easy. Therefore, it has to be easy for everyone else. Now, in Chinese, this is also what we call 给自己贴金, right? Basically, by saying the game is so easy, you're making yourself sound good. You're making yourself feel better, right? Saying like, oh, you know, it's so easy. I can beat the game very effortlessly, right? So you guys should be able to do it as well. It's an attempt to put others down, but lifting yourself up. And this like, that's why I think I have a big problem with this, is that most of these people, they say this, but then they don't help the people who are asking the questions. Right above their comment, there's somebody asking a specific meta question. They will completely ignore it. And then they'll come down here and post their little comments saying, lol, game so easy, right? Why should we even try? Right? To me, it feels like they don't know the answer to that person's question, because they likely copy and paste a certain team comp from another guide content creator or from a theory crafter, and they just go with that, or whatever iteration the Abyss favors right now. They'll just copy and paste those teams, clear the game, come back and be like, lol, game so easy. Right? When they completely ignore the questions of other people. Let's say, right, they use Tartaglia International, and then they use some variants of either Hu Tao, or they use Tartaglia, and then they ridicule others saying the game is so easy. That's my gripe with it. It's the fact that they likely know that they are not going to be able to do what they just did with the Abyss had they not had the help of guides and content creators and all this wonderful resource that most people don't actively seek out. Right? You can blame them saying like, well, you know, the game is not hard enough to the point where you can do it where you would struggle even with the help of these guides. There are games that are extremely difficult. Even with guides, it would take a great amount of effort and skill to clear the game, right? But let's stop this. Let's stop spreading this idea that Genshin is so easy that it's borderline effortless, that you can do it without needing any prior knowledge, any level of studying, any experience in RPG, that anybody can pick this game up on whatever device, on whatever ping, with whatever characters, and you can beat the game without help, resources. It's not true. Right? It's incredibly disingenuous to the actual effort that has been put in by the overall Genshin community to get the general like standard, like threshold of knowledge up to this point where we can clear the game with just a little bit of help, just having somebody point us towards the right direction, and we're able to clear the game. Okay, stop taking all this stuff for granted. And if somebody else is asking for help, instead of belittling them, you should actually answer the question, right? You should actually try to help them, just like how the content creators has provided the resources for you. That's all I'm saying. Is Genshin easy? Yeah, with the right knowledge, with the right setup, it could be said that the game is fairly straightforward, right? Genshin doesn't aim to be overly complex. That's where I would leave it. Again, thank you to chat for having me bounce ideas off of them and having this discussion. If you guys want to take part in these discussions, make sure to subscribe and join the live streams on Wednesdays, Saturdays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So until next time, hope you all enjoyed. Stay safe. Peace, peace. Bye. There it is. That's how I felt about this subject. Ningen says, just get Zhongli, you'll unlock easy mode. Yeah, but Beluga Chan had Zhongli. Look at Zhongli. Oh, no. Sorry, I forgot we had the camera on there. Got a little excited there. But yeah, I'm saying Beluga-chan had Zhongli, but if you don't know how to abuse him, you're not. Like, for example, if you build a team, let's say this is a team that, let's say if you build a team like this, I don't know, I'm just gonna pick some. Right, if you build this team, how are you gonna beat the game? How are you gonna 36 star the Abyss? Right? If you build this team, how are you gonna 36 star the Abyss? Let's just say you like all these characters and you use Diona as a main DPS. How are you gonna beat? How are you gonna beat the game? It's a lot of people say, oh, just read, right? You can read. Just read what the characters do. Right? Like Bennett, right? You can say Bennett can buff the attack of Kuki Shinobu, and then Kuki Shinobu can become the on-field DPS. Like look, she's healing, she's doing electro damage, right? Oh, look, Bennett buffing the attack. Look, all my characters should have bonus attack. Bonus attack. Oh my god, my attack should be boosted. Oh, attack, boosted attack. It's like, that's why I say the curse of knowledge is such a difficult thing for you guys. Might even understand the concept of the curse of knowledge, but you can never truly escape the curse, you know. It's like we can never interpret Genshin with like through the lens of somebody who is truly a casual and fully understand how they see the game. Can you see the artifacts? Sure. This is Zhongli's artifacts. Bennett was running Noblesse. And this was me telling her what to build. This is my girlfriend's account. She quit when Inazuma came out. She quit in like 1.3, 1.4, and then she came back when Inazuma came out, played for like a week and quit again. She just couldn't be bothered with the artifacts. Yeah, she had most of, like, even like an account like this, even by today's standards, wouldn't be too bad. Sure, she's missing a ton of modern 5 stars, but remember, like back in 1.3 or 1.4 when she quit, Eula didn't even come out. So it was, she quit right soon after she got Hu Tao. So she skipped Klee, Tartaglia, Ganyu. Like, and she didn't have 4 5 stars out of all the 5 stars that were available in the game. She didn't have 4. One of them was Diluc, and she skipped Klee and Ganyu, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. This is a pretty jacked account. It's not like she needed resources or she needed the characters. She had plenty enough power. She just didn't have the knowledge, and she didn't want the knowledge. She rejected the knowledge because she found the fact that, oh, you had to farm for artifacts to be incredibly boring. Yeah, most people, I found that they don't like farming artifacts. It's a very tedious process, and people only do it so they can power up their characters enough to go clear Spiral Abyss more consistently. I get it. I do. Trust me, I do. Yeah, and the video that we just recorded is mostly directed at people who are very like clueless when it comes to the struggles of other people. That's it. And trust me, there's a ton of them. Directed to the elitists. Yeah, the people who goes around hoarding the fact that they can consistently clear the game over others. It's pretty cringe. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the live stream. We're ending this now. I'm working on my Honkai Star Rail video. It should be coming out either tomorrow or the day after. So look forward to that. I'm actually super excited. I will be away on launch day though, which really sucks. I'm away for the whole week and a half of Honkai Star Rail's release and Baiju's release. I'll be gone for like the 10 to 12 days. It's actually insane how unlucky the timing was. Will you be here for Wuthering Waves? Yes, I am I have applied for the Wuthering Waves beta. If I get into the beta, I would love to make some content for it. And even if I don't get into the beta, I hope I can get in contact with somebody who's in the beta to make some content for it. Wuthering Waves has to be one of my more anticipated games coming out. I'm thinking of maybe whaling in Wuthering Waves as opposed to whaling in Honkai Star Rail, because I've come to realize that Genshin Impact and Honkai and all these games that Hoyoverse makes has zero reason to whale for them. Yeah, there's absolutely no reason to whale for them. And I know this kind of feels weird for me to say, is that if there's no like PvP or any competitive aspects, I shouldn't compete with myself, or I shouldn't compete with other people's accounts for the sake of competing. If there's a leaderboard, if there's like some reason to whale and spend money, sure, spending a couple hundred here and there to get a better experience in terms of the competitive nature of the game, I'm all for it. But when it comes to Honkai Star Rail, it doesn't look like there's going to be any level of competitiveness like at all. It's mostly going to be just like Genshin, a single player game. So why bother spending any amount of money in it? I think I'll make a whole series on free to play progression. Like just like that, I'll just make a free to play progression, and I'll have to be very careful with who I pull and how do I allocate my resources. And if I want to look at certain characters, I would love to borrow viewers' accounts and see if certain characters live up to the hype, don't live up to the hype, and see it from a free to play lens. I think that could be interesting. So yeah, thank you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, urge y'all to stay safe. Peace. Bye bye.